Hello, hi everyone. I'm Jon Binnie, your psychic mentor here in Scotland. And I'm here today with my beautiful crystal quartz 432 heart chakra singing bowl to support you through some important channeled messages I'll be bringing forwards through from my spirit guides from around the universe, Mother Gaia, the soul of planet Earth, and many other beautiful beings to support you in your life's journey and what's coming up with Earth, what's coming up for us over the next week, the rest of July and into August. So I'm excited to take you through today's session. First of all, welcome to all my new subscribers. Woo! Thank you so much for joining. It's been such an honor to greet you in the comments on my posts and videos and shorts. And welcome to my new members of my YouTube channel. Also, thank you so much for signing up, and all your continued support, love, and membership is so greatly appreciated. So thank you to everybody, whether you're a member or not. So, first of all, I wanted to share a little bit about today's message from my spirit guides, and then I'll go ahead and create a safe space. So today's message from my spirit guides in my personal morning meditation is all about the earth and the past, present, and future. So the past of Earth is a planet that's been spinning for billions of years. I know here in Scotland we have rocks dated back to over 2 billion years ago. And on this journey of planet Earth spinning each day and the sun rising and falling each day, at least from our perspective, that this is a timeless, or at least geological timescale compared to or contrasted to the thoughts and feelings that we have, in particular our stress, anxiety, our fears. And the guidance from my spirit guide Maya is for us to release our fears, our stress and anxiety, release it to our past, release it to the billions of years behind us on this planet, and allow ourselves to really feel present in this moment, because our bodies won't be here for billions of years. Yet we, as infinite conscious souls, can continue to experience this now infinite present moment with our joy, with our love, with our happiness, and get ready for the dragon roar, and ready to experience this infinite present moment with our fire. Our joy, our love, and our compassion. that dragon roar really wants to get out. And just allow ourselves to be present, for this is really what allows the earth to spin, the sun to rise and fall each day. It's you and I. It's our consciousness. It's our conscious awareness experiencing this present moment. So I hope that this message today helps you on your life journey. And I feel like every time I have like a shift in topic, I'm to gently engage with my crystal singing bowl. Beautiful, thank you. And there will be some wonderful guided messages and probably some light language singing, and my crystal ball, I'm sure, will be singing along too as well. But first, some coffee. Luckily, I have a mute button so you don't have to hear me gulping. Okay, let's go ahead and create a safe space, and then I'll invite in Mother Gaia for messages for what's coming up for us through July into August. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose together. And breathe out what no longer serves, the highest good, nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any fear, shame, anxiety, or pain, nice and loud. And breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any remaining low vibration energy or emotion that no longer serves you, nice and loud. And continue to breathe as it feels right for you. Please focus your attention now on the very center of your heart, where the golden light of your soul enters your human form. And from the center of your heart, extend a cord of light up through the top of your head. Reach up into the sky and up into the stars. Reach all the way up through the highest frequencies and dimensions of this universe until you reach the highest dimension of the source of love of this universe. And there, connecting your light cord into the highest dimension of source. Feel into that oneness, unity, and unconditional love. Remain connected into source and extend your light cord down to the stars and sky, back down to the top of your head and into your heart once more. And now this time from the center of your heart, as you allow your heart chakra to gently soften and open, extend a cord of light from the center of your heart downwards through the base of your spine and deep into the earth, and reach all the way down through the layers of the planet, going deeper and deeper until you reach the very core of Mother Earth. And there, connecting your light cord into Mother Gaia's crystalline heart. And we send Mother Gaia so much love at this time. Allow her to send her love back. Remain connected into Gaia's heart and extend your light cord back up through the layers of the planet, up through the root of your spine and into your heart once more. And now, together with light of source above, Mother Gaia below, and your own light, expand out the golden bubble of protective light to surround you at least 2 meters out to each side, above and below, in front and behind you, surrounding all aspects of you. And set the intention that only energies and entities with your permission, with your highest good love and compassion can see you, access you, or exist within this space or within you, and that all other energies and entities must leave immediately. Into your safe space, invite in your spirit guides, your higher self, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia, and ask at this time for their guidance, clearing, healing, protection, and assistance with the integration of today's session. And now, through space and time, I create a golden protective bubble using source love energy from the highest dimension of source above to surround all of us at this time. And I set the intention that only energies and entities with my permission and the highest good love and compassion of all can see us, access us, or exist in this session space or within us, and that all other energies and entities must leave immediately. Into the session space, inviting in my spirit guides, my higher self, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Source, and Gaia. And I set the intention for today's session. We are here to support questions that we have in terms of what's coming up through the rest of July and into August for not just all of humanity, but in particular those of us who choose the path of love over fear, those of us that choose to be watching this video at any time in the past, present, or future. We'd appreciate messages from Mother Gaia, from my spirit guides, from across the universe, including members of the Galactic Federation, Palladian Council of Light, and the other groups that my spirit guides are members of, and that have the highest good love and compassion of all in their hearts. Wonderful, thank you. And with this, we will get started. And first, a little more coffee. So I'd like to ask Mother Gaia to step forwards for her messages for us today. Please, Mother Gaia, please do step into me within this safe space. It has been some time since I stepped into Jon's body, which is why he moves this way. There are great moves across the earth at this time. You can feel my energy shifting across the surface of the planet. As I prepare for the quickening, as we enter what you term as August, there are great shifts across the planet. My body, planet Earth, is going through a kind of reconfiguration. I am moving areas of density. So these are areas of the skin of planet Earth that are more saturated with negative energy, in particular the negative energy that humans have placed there. I am shifting this to spread this more evenly, more thinly across the whole planet. Why? It's because it's a kind of way of me bringing this negative energy up to the surface by gently spreading it out. It's kind of the opposite of when you place sunscreen or suntan lotion upon your skin, you smear it across your skin to absorb it. Imagine that I'm doing this the other way around. I'm doing this from underneath my skin, underneath the crust of the earth. And so I'm spreading it out for it to be released up to the surface. I want you to know that I've always long been aware of the dark forces, the beings, including the humans, that choose to try and control all humans across the planet. They try to enslave you, and to various degrees of success are able to feed upon the fear of you. This is not lost on me. I am fully aware of these maneuvers and attacks against humanity. In some ways, this is also why I am so tolerant of the human race, is because I know that it is the minority of you that affect the majority of you. So by spreading this energy more thinly, no longer will it be trapped in pockets beneath the earth. The negativity, blocked energy, like all energy, needs to flow. It needs to rise up to the surface. Yes, there will be some increase in some of the natural phenomena that you are used to. Some of this you will experience as continued earth tremors, earthquakes, volcanic releases. But imagine this now being spread more evenly across the crust of the earth and not just concentrated in the areas that you are most familiar with. Even where Jon lives in Scotland, sometimes I will induce earth tremors there. He may even experience some of this himself through August. And this is a small reminder that all of the planet Earth, all of the crust of the earth, can be experienced, can be perceived as a floating membrane that exists around the outside of my mantle, my fiery underbelly constantly churning in flames, in magma, in heat, in convection. I am, after all, a dynamic earth, a living, breathing body, just as you humans are living and breathing. So in July, it's a time for gratitude, remembrance as we build up to the 30th of July in particular, a remembrance to be grateful of all of what you have, your water, your food, your loved ones, your shelter. And as you go into August, whilst there are increasingly heightened activity from the sun, or should I say through the sun, ascension wave energy is flowing through Sol, the body of the sun, and into all of our hearts. It's helping me spread out and release this negative energy to the surface. And this is what Jon has previously communicated as the quickening. A quickening of energies being released. This releasing of energy feels more like a kind of acceleration of linear time, in part because, you know, when you're enjoying yourself, time begins to speed up. And this is also true because as I help release this negative energy, rising up earth tremors, earthquakes, and storms, as I spread this as evenly as I can across the planet, ultimately you will experience more joy in August. Whilst we can always be fearful of all weather and earth and geological and astrological and physical and psychological events, remember that it is your love, your joy that will always dominate your perception and your experience of life here on earth, because these energies are far more dominant. They are far greater in frequency and power. The power of joy and love are exponentially greater than the fear and negativity being released. You may also experience some of this because when you observe each other, when you look at perhaps your neighbors, those of you in the same towns, cities, and countries, notice that sometimes you're affected differently by the very same phenomena, natural phenomena, including storms or even fires. And notice that the people that live in joy, gratitude, and happiness will be perhaps either very little affected or not affected at all by these events. And so this is why when Jon set the intention for today's video to focus on those who choose love over fear, this is the message of the quickening. Not everyone will experience this because not everyone is choosing love. Not everyone is choosing joy. And that's okay, because this is a free will universe after all. And I'd like to remind you, especially as we enter the third week of August, as some more events happen within this world geopolitically, including activities around world leaders, I want you to remember that you're letting go of these fears. You're letting go of this anxiety. You're not learning to become more independent humans simply to be pulled back into the dark matrix and the dark web of lies, deceit, corruption, and greed that have been controlling you and feeding off you. No, it's quite the opposite. You're learning day by day to become more independent. You are a bit like the ants leaving the colony for the first time and deciding to create your own colony. And you don't need to be in one giant megalithic colony. Start with your family and your friends, your loved ones. Just continue to be more independent from all of the systems of control that have tried to contain you for so long. Learn how to maintain your own happiness and health. Connect with others who are able to help you maintain your happiness and health. Learn more about how to maintain your property, your vehicles, your technologies for the aspects that you truly value. The small, simple steps is all it really takes. It's just that one first step of independence that each human takes that starts to break free from these centralized systems of control and greed. So as I release this negative energy, I hold all of you in my hearts. Or should I say, I hold all your hearts in mine because I can feel every single one of you that holds joy, peace, and unity in your heart at this time. And with this, I would like to co-create some music with Jon. I will step out of his body now so that he can sing and play. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Gaia. I'd like to dedicate this to all of you in the world right now. Whenever you watch this, that choose love over fear. Long ago, we knew, each of us, how to work the land, how to connect with every living thing. And now it's time for us to return home to our hearts, home to earth. Hineana huria, hineana huria, hanaha, hanaha, hurasizea. Fear not, for these are times of love, forgiveness, and happiness. We are regaining our sovereignty. I bring forward this Palladian message, this light language, to help you remember, help you remember. Help you remember, dear soul. Inarasatarurumoto Techichi Tikibio Tokoro Anarasata Anarasata Anarasata. Remember, dear soul. Thank you. What a beautiful honor to be able to channel through these messages at this time, to sing and to celebrate you, beautiful soul, beautiful souls that are watching this. Thank you. Thank you for coming to Earth and supporting us on this journey at this time. We truly are all finding our own way. And let our hearts guide us. Let our joy and our excitement and our love for one another and our peace and unity guide us as we come back together. We step away from the separation that we've been indoctrinated into, and we return back to ourselves, come back together as one human family. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and answer some of your questions. So thank you for posting your questions. So the first question I have is from Cheryl, and she asks, the Galactic Federation and Galactic Alliance are two different entities, I have been told. Apparently, they do not have the same priorities. Would it be possible for you to explore these two organizations and talk about their goals and objectives? It is important to know as much as possible about both of them if we are to align with one or the other. Given that disclosure is coming and discernment needs clarity, does Gaia have a preference? I would like to honor her choices. Wonderful. Well, let's ask. I know my spirit guide Marita wants to step forwards. She's a mantis, a galactic mantis guide, and she always does a little happy dance. And she's saying that this pincer movement that she does is a way of like it's a remembrance of presence. It's like catching you in that moment to be present, which I love. So she does this like little happy dance. So let me go ahead and invite her forwards just to answer this question, please, Marita. And it's up to you, Marita. You can step into me if you choose to, or you can just relay messages to me. So the first thing Marita says is there are many, many councils, federations, alliances, groups of extraterrestrials. She says, in fact, there's no limit to this number of groups. She says families and tribes and communities are also just as respected and valued, certainly by the Galactic Federation that she's a member of. So she says, in other words, the Galactic Federation recognize any number of souls that come together to represent a race, she says, a race or frequency of life in this universe, a universe teeming with life. And she says also there are other variations that us humans project onto the groups such as the Galactic Federation, including Galactic Federation of Light. She says, she's laughing, she says, John, do you think there's a Galactic Federation of Earth? And I was like, well, I don't think so. That sounds a little bit contradictory. But she's using an example and saying these groups can call themselves just as, we form bands or make our own countries or come together in groups. We can call our teams. We can call ourselves whatever we want. So she's just going to start with the objectives of the Galactic Federation. She said, the Galactic Federation, their focus is oneness. And by this, she means unity, or the Galactic Federation mean unity. So anything that is counter to this, so separation, fear of each other, isolation, these lists go on and on. She says, these are all different ways of contradicting oneness, contradicting unity. And she says this symbol, she says she struggles to do it with her pincers, her claws, is, she says she's showing me like human hands going, like my hands just now going together like this, as humanity, as all beings across the universe. And she says it's a coming together into unity, into oneness. She says that's what the Galactic Federation means. It means the whole universe coming together. She says, within the Galactic Federation, there are also many teams, and there's not a hierarchy. She says it's by its very nature, the Galactic Federation is oneness. So she says this is why when I visit Galactic Federation ships or take clients there, or I take groups and classes there during my my training courses, the first thing they always do in any meeting, I would call it, is no matter where the beings are, and sometimes it's hundreds of beings in a single room, when we come together, and they're beings from around the universe, regardless of the size, shape, or height, they always start by connecting their hearts together in unity. So one heart to the next heart to the next heart. And we've done that. You and I, if you watch some of these videos, which I call like my predictions videos, we've done some of those practices together. We've practiced connecting in unity together before. And it's just a beautiful practice. And so she says, when decisions need to be made, they're made, she's doing this, they're made in unity. Okay. I'm just asking about the Galactic Alliance. She says the Galactic Alliance. Now, I'm just going to state that I don't really know who, Jon, I don't really know who the Galactic Alliance are. I don't think I've had any involvement with them. So this is very much Marita's opinions. She says the Galactic Alliance are more of a group of groups. So imagine countries, planets coming together typically with a representative with each one, and then they come together and they all have kind of their own different, but can sometimes align with the same objectives. So, for example, she says she's not a member of the Galactic Alliance, but from her experiences of them, she's saying that they are currently in the pursuit of peace on Earth. They are currently in pursuit of supporting the ascension on Earth. They connect with each other more at a rational and conscious level than they do. And they also have emotions as part of that, she says, but she sees less of unity, heart-to-heart connections as practices. Some of the beings that are members of the Galactic Alliance do this, but not all. And decision-making is very much made, she says, with the councils. So these would be like teams within the Galactic Alliance. And she says, by all means, ask Mother Gaia, because Cheryl's asked about Gaia's opinion. Marita's saying it's important to honor all free will, no matter how free, there is no one way of exploring or enacting or executing free will. There's no one way that's better than the other. So she wants to call out that although it might sound, I don't know, maybe more loving and romantic, I love the idea of all beings coming together and connecting with their hearts into unity and making decisions together. She says that's just one approach. She says it's not better or worse, it's just different. There are pros and cons, just like more similar discussions and conscious thought and even emotional reflections that we might have here typically on Earth when we make decisions, and that's more similar to the Galactic Alliance. And I'm just asking Mother Gaia what her opinion is as I drink some coffee. So Gaia says that it's really fascinating. She's showing me her in body. So I would describe this as she can take on any form she wants energetically. And Mother Gaia is showing herself. You've seen this, some of my art, my AI art, illustrations in my thumbnails of videos, where Mother Gaia is in humanoid form, and she's just beautiful, right? And whenever I'm creating that art, I spend a lot of time channeling in messages, like getting the eyes right, the skin tone right, the way she looks right, and often the age, the age range that she or another being that I'm working with, the way they want to be illustrated. So I'm not saying it's perfect by any means. I just want to point out that it is guided. When Mother Gaia decides to take on form, she can project herself into, Galactic Federation ships, Galactic Alliance, like whoever she chooses to visit. And she says that she says her role, she feels is very important, is that she's impartial to any organization. And these include those from the lightest light to the darkest dark. And so she says, if she is called forwards, and she used the word summoned, she will choose who she appears to. And sometimes she will be, she's saying she has appeared to what we would describe as, she's laughing. She says, Jon, you're dark overlords. That's really dark humor, Mother Gaia. Literally. I would describe them, Jon would describe them as, our cabal, Illuminati, the elites, the humans that are currently the most dominant on the earth with their control through fear and feeding from fear, the fear of others. She says she has appeared to those groups, often small groups of people, and sometimes the individuals themselves. And she says it's a bit more like is it called The Christmas Story? Where, with Ebenezer Scrooge, is that what it's called? I've got like a brain fart going on. But she says she appears to these beings, and she has done for some time. And she says, right now, she talks to them as a warning and says, it's time for you to leave. It's time for you to leave your role. She says it's time for these people to retire from their positions of control and power that they seek to dominate over others. And it's not a threat. She says it's more an acknowledgement of the end of their cycle. And she says for some, it is helping them relieve themselves of these, she says, like these dark castles, these like castles of like their own nightmares. She says it might seem glorious to fill your pockets with, trillions and trillions of dollars of money and resources and even the energy of other living things. But she says these are all very burdened humans that carry these this supposed wealth, because it all comes with its energetic cost and has a great soul burden upon them. It's like having to it's like somehow every being that tries to control the whole world takes on the burden of, they might feed from the fear of others, but they take on the burden of that fear too. So I'm not trying to feel sorry particularly for any other being at this time that chooses to try and control us. But at the same time, Mother Gaia is just saying, in terms of Galactic Federation, Galactic Alliance, and even those beings that try and that oppose these alliances and federations and councils of light, says she appears to all of them. And so she says this is why she's also impartial. She's not like in allegiance to any single body. So So thank you, Mother Guy. Thank you, Cheryl, for your question. Very powerful as always. Okay, the next question is from Wada Hey. Hello again. I've been hearing about humans transitioning into fruitarians. I'd love to hear what trees have to say on the subject. Okay. I'm going to keep that one open because you asked about trees, and you know what? I feel a tree would be a great one for that. So thank you. I know a couple of fruitarians, and yeah, it's I think it's a pretty big deal, right? It's such a big shift, and it's quite funny because I was having this conversation with my wife yesterday. Like, you should see the size of our fruit bowl now. It's like overflowing every day. She's like, "How are you going to eat all this fruit?" And I'm like, I will get through it. I will get even just my 5 a day. I'll easily get through it. Typically, apples, bananas, nectarines, grapes. Yeah, do eat fruit. It's great. I'm not a dietitian. I haven't channeled a message yet about going full on fruitarian, or did I say it earlier, like fruititarian? It sounds like you come from the land of fruit. The next question. Oh, this is beautiful. So this is from Kathy Martin. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jon. Could you tell us something about the song you always sing to trees? What do the words mean? Is there any history in the song? What is it called? Thank you, Kath. Oh, thank you, Kath. So I actually just sang that song a little bit earlier. And just as a reminder, this is what it sounds like. Huneana Muria, Huniana Huria, Anaha, Anaha, Urasia Mutaria, Hineana Muria. Thank you. So, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So this song, I'm going to answer it consciously first of all. So this song came to me, was first channeled through me in Brockwoods, here in the south of Scotland. And I set the intention to sing some light language in the woodlands for my ancestors, to honor in particular my witch and witchy ancestors who had fought, died for, or suffered or been affected in any way on their journey to helping me feel, and all of us feel safe and become, or at least safer, and to liberate ourselves and to be able to express ourselves freely in this way. And in this way, I mean exploring all of our individual magic, our superpowers, our connection with the earth. And it's not often I bring forward my higher self. I feel like my higher self would be great to help answer a bit more about some of the lyrics as well that are sung through the light language. Uniara. This is the call sign to your soul. Uriya. This is a call for you to open and to awaken. Uriana. Repetition to encourage you. Uriya. And this is diving deeper into your heart chakra. Anaha. This is to help connect with your whole body, especially from your heart chakra upwards. Anaha, reaching up higher from your crown up into your soul star chakra, where your higher self resides, and up to your soul. Ura sie muria. And this is a weaving of light back down into the heart. Ura sara. So from the center of your heart down through your lower chakras. Muria. And then deep into the earth. Muria. Deep into the earth. And then followed by some dragon-like language or humming or om sounds to help you ground into the heart frequency of Mother Gaia. I hope that helps, Kath. Thank you for your great question. I really do feel it's a celebration of singing to our ancestors and all those that fought and died for who we've now allowed ourselves and been supported by ancestors to become, as we stand upon the shoulders of giants, the giants of our ancestors. Okay. And there's another question here from Paul Sims. Thank you for the reminder about getting caught short in the woods. I must admit that this indeed occurs every so often on my walks out in my local forest, and I don't have a mobile loo to avail myself upon. So my question is whether trees are inconvenienced by humans, dogs, and perhaps other animals whittling against their trunks, or whether this gives them essential nutrients as well as water to their roots. Thank you for answering my questions. Wonderful question. Thank you, Paul Sims. And I'm just going to connect in. I'm going to ask my earth elemental, Maya, my spirit guide Maya, to help answer. She says, you were born in nature, into the woods and all the terrains of Earth. And it's up to you where you expel your waste. She says, whenever you relieve yourself and release any of your own waste, and this includes when we do this at home, if we have toilets or when we're camping in mobile loos or whatever we use, she says, set a clear intention about where you would like the energy of your waste to go. Would you like it to be returned one day, to be released deep beneath the earth and to be transmuted by Mother Gaia so that this can be used literally as food and fertilizer for other beings? She says, if you're going to pee, if you're going to wee against a tree or in any natural habitat, please do take just a few seconds to check the tree that nominates or the area of nature, the living things there that offer their assistance in receiving your urine in this case. She says this is important because some trees may not thank you in the moment. Others may thank you greatly for, as you suggest, perhaps there are nutrients that exist within you. Some of these might even be perceived as being harmful for humans, or from a human perspective, should we say, humans projecting onto trees and other plants and other living things what they do or don't need. It is not so much that urine is harmful for all living things. It is more that it is essential that we are conscious whenever we're releasing our liquid or solid waste, because when we ask the nature around us which tree, which plant, which area is most suited to be able to receive this, then we will be able to harmonize and more consciously connect with the earth, and the receiving living things, and including the earth herself, will be able to receive this more clearly, cleanly, and process it more easily. And yes, it is a mix of good and bad and everything in between that exists within our waste, including the energy from which we release. And she's just drawing my attention to, if I've been doing like a negative entity clearing, or even an exorcism, or if I've been doing a live stream that has, or a client session that has a lot of negative energy to shift, quite often I'm like, straight after the live stream, I'm like, I really have to run off to the toilet, right? And because our bodies, I feel, release negative energy the fastest through urine. So because you don't have to wait for the digestive process, or the full, digestive process that our solids go through, so you can get rid of that negative energy much easier, much faster. That's why drinking waters, I recommend after, drinking as much water as it feels right after any work that I do with clients, whether it's a live stream or one-to-one session. So that makes sense, right? To pay attention to like where you would release, where you'd pee, because you're also releasing negative energy within that as well. And if you saw from yesterday, I released a video all about exploring the Witches' Craig in Stirling, in the heart of Scotland. I didn't pee in the woods there, not even off camera. But you witness there, like any woodlands, there are darker areas that are more suited. They're really there for processing of negative energy. So they would be like a great place. So look for the places that are able to help you the most. So thank you, Paul. I remember when the same question was asked about Patch peeing on trees, Patch, my little Papillon dog, and the answers were quite surprising. That it feels for Patch, maybe it's because his diet's better than mine. Even a small dog has a better diet than mine. There's a lot less ingredients in Patch's diet, and it seems that the trees really like his pee. The plants really like it, and they even called it a kiss, like they were being kissed by him. So wow, that's a bit of a difference. So maybe once, or if I ever become a fruitarian, the trees would feel that my pee is like a kiss. I don't know. Okay, the next question's from Miss Dragon ET, which is Elaine. How do I know I have joined through Patreon rather than YouTube? I want money to go to you and not to YouTube, embezzling half of it. Please advise. Not all media techie. And then a little smiley face with like little love hearts on it as an emoji. Yes, I often feel like this compulsive desire to read out all emojis. Yeah, so I don't have a Patreon. Good news, right? So that's I did a long time ago, but it doesn't exist. So that's good news. So you're definitely not signed up. If you are signed up on Patreon, it's nothing to do with me, right? Okay. Second is YouTube. I currently offer two primary memberships, and I'm also reviewing those membership levels on Monday. So I'm thinking of just focusing on 2 membership levels. So more to come on that. But if you sign up as a member on my YouTube channel, then what happens is Google take a cut of that. So they take, I believe it's 30%. Let me just double check. So I really want to get this right. What percentage? You can see I've got my laptop in front of me. What percentage of membership does YouTube take? Yeah, 30%. YouTube takes a 30% cut of the revenue generated from channel memberships, leaving the creator with 70%. And that there may be, if you buy through some other like app, maybe Apple, etc., there may be like some differences with different platform fees or taxes that are applied. So, and also if you donate through YouTube, then they also take 30%. So I feel, what's Jon's opinion about this? I'd love 100%. And I'd love it to be like super clear to you that when you pay me, you know, for example, £5 a month, or it's over £5 a month for the first level of membership, 5 Great British pounds, that you know that 30% of that goes to YouTube. But I am grateful for the 70%. And it's also like a conscious awareness. Like I knew when I was signing up for the memberships, that's the, you know, using them through YouTube, that's the cost. And there are other costs to me, even if I host memberships on my website or through other platforms, I still have to pay other costs as well. So whilst I feel 30% is really high, especially the more and more memberships, more and more of you that sign up, it is still a great support for me. So thank you. And the simplification and the flexibility that YouTube offers is great. So I guess in some respects, I'm giving a little bit of sales pitch to YouTube saying, thank you, YouTube, for facilitating the whole membership features and functionality. And yes, it'd be great if you reduce the 30%, but I've gone into, you know, signing up my services through YouTube memberships, you're consciously knowing that they take 30% of what you pay. And as a recap, I have membership, which offers, the standard membership offers members only video. There's members only videos. There's about 39 of those already. There's a lot more coming as well. And I also offer, you get a little badge, and there's members only posts, and I'll be like gradually doing more and more like members videos and shorts and messages. So look out for those. And then there's the higher self membership, which is where that's the next level up. And that's where you get access to my higher self foundational training. Interestingly, that's also 39, but that's training videos, totally different videos. It's totally different 39 videos. And it's my foundational training that used to be £555. Well, actually, it still is a Zoom-based version, but it's now, I think it's, if I'm getting the numbers right, is it £22.99? Great British pounds a month to check out the latest numbers on my membership. You just look at this video and click on the join button, maybe somewhere down here. And you can see, you don't need to sign up immediately, of course, but you can check out what the offerings are there. Look out for further announcements, because I will be bringing more into the higher self membership. So keep an eye out for that. And I want to keep I want to keep things as simple as possible. So yeah, keep an eye out for updates. So yeah, I always think whenever you sign up for anything, it's a really good idea just to check, you know, where does your hard-earned money go? And I'm not sure that every creator, you know, will consciously talk about this, because maybe they'll think that it might put people off signing up when they're giving YouTube more. But if I was to kind of judge YouTube, and I don't like judging, right? But if I was to judge YouTube energetically, I would say that YouTube is making a huge difference for this planet. It's not perfect. There are a lot of challenges. There's a lot of wrinkles to line out. Will YouTube exist in the longer term, in the fifth dimension? Like, I just don't know how long YouTube will be around, but my YouTube channel will be 20 in November. So excited for celebrating the first 20 years. And may there be 20 plus years more in the future. Well, thank you so much for all your questions. And thank you for all of the beautiful messages from all of the beings that have come forwards today. I'd like to thank our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source and Gaia, Archangel Metatron. Thank you for every soul that's participated in today's session, and for each of us now to please step outside of the shared space and remain in our individual protective bubbles for as long as we choose, as I close the shared space down as we step back from each other's energy to return to Source. We'll never return here again. Please do get plenty of rest. Drink as much water as it feels right. Why don't you check out my website, jonbinnie.com, and get started with my free meditations and free 5D ascension classes, which will help support you on your awakening journey. I also have my free heart-aligned business alchemy classes that will teach you how to start your own spiritually aligned, heart-aligned business. And check out these other videos. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, hype. Sending so much love. Bye.